Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name's Hannah and I'm so happy to have you here. Thank you for watching and taking the time to come and spend some time here on my channel. We love to talk about books, and today's particular topic about books is the big book fear. I know, it's scary, and we're going to be starting off with a pretty hefty 1006 pages for Jonathan Strange and Mr Norrell by Suzanne Clark. This is set in 1806. We have, I'm not too sure. I know there's some magic, and I know we have a London setting, and I know that we have these two men. I'm not too sure about the relationship. If it's friends, enemies, family, what we're dealing with, and I know that there's gonna be some mystery. It feels very mysterious. Honestly, I'm gonna go into this not doing any more research. I just want to jump into this and enjoy. I love a good historical fantasy. Like, it's so it feels so indulgent to both sides of me. The side of me that's the history nerd and loves history, and it also appeals to the fantastical, or I want to escape side of me, which is the part that fell in love with reading. So this is going to appeal to both of those parts of my personality. It feels like a very me read, so I feel like we're gonna have success, but I don't want to completely, say for certain. But I feel like I have a pretty good idea of what to expect. But I've literally just read a book that totally blindsided me and turned into something I had no idea, like what was happening and why it took such a turn. And I still don't know how I feel about that turn. If you want to find out the book, like if you want to know what book I'm talking about, you can go and check out the Escaping to the Scottish Highlands for a Day vlog that I popped up not that long ago, and I will speak about that book in there, so if you want to check that out. But yes, so we're going to be reading this book. Wish me luck. Other things that you can expect, like my plans throughout the week. I don't really have any plans. I'm going to be hopefully meeting up with a friend. I mean, we've made plans to meet up for lunch at some point in the week on Thursday. Throughout the week, apart from that though, I'm just going to be doing my errands, getting things done, and one of the big things I want to do is get rid of clothes and reorganize my bookshelves, because I have a routine where I want to change them up every 6 months, and I need to sort them out because we're at a capacity where things are starting to look a little messy, and I also want to have a little bit of a declutter of just general junk. So we're going to be doing that throughout the week too. So yeah, we should have a very interesting time together. We shall see how long this takes me. I honestly have no idea. The hope is that I will be reading 200 pages a day and getting this done within the next 5 days. But can I promise that's going to be the case? No. But we shall see how it goes. We shall see how quickly this hooks me. I have like I say, I have a really good feeling about this one, but I don't want to jinx it. Because it is such a big commitment, but the fact that I'm going to be able to say that I've read this makes me so happy. So with all that being said, and this little introduction being done, and honestly it's dragging on too long, and I apologize. I yap, and I do apologize. I'm gonna stop yapping. But yes, let's get into the vlog itself. Let's get reading. Let's get on with the stuff I need to get done today, and I shall see you guys for whatever updates and clips come up next. guys, so quick little update on Jonathan Strange and Mr Norrell. So we haven't yet came across Jonathan Strange, and we've been following Mr Norrell so far. It's split into volumes, which I think is going to make the fact that it's such a big book a little bit easier. There's just so much attention. I love books like this that you just get immersed in. Like, it feels like that, and I think that's why this is going to be a 5-star for me. I can already feel it. I don't want to jinx it, but the immersiveness, the kind of Napoleonic era setting, the magic, the way that the magic system just seamlessly is like, it just melts seamlessly into the history of this alternative Britain, and oh, it's just so good. The characters are amazing, everything's so layered and complex, and we even have like footnotes. I don't know if you can see that, but there's even footnotes. I love when books have footnotes, especially books like this. Like, examples of where footnotes have worked is in this book, and also Babel by R.F. Kuang was another example of where footnotes were just amazing. I know that some people may find it a little bit off-putting when a book has footnotes, but I personally love it when a book has footnotes, especially like dark academia books or like historicals and like historical fantasies and things like that. It just works so well. So yes, we have yet to meet Jonathan Strange, but I feel like he's been alluded to, and I think he's gonna pop up soon. And it's a I now know that it's gonna be a mentor and pupil kind of relationship. Jonathan Strange being the younger pupil magician, and Mr. Norrell being the seasoned kind of trailblazer for getting magic back on the national stage of Britain, because as society got more industrialized, practical magic lost its uses, or its very obvious uses, and it's now up to Mr. Norrell to kind of show that magic will have its uses, and the Napoleonic War gives him the perfect opportunity and stage to demonstrate the uses of his magic. So yes, I'm really excited. I'm honestly so excited for this book. I don't want to jinx it, but 5 stars. I see a 5-star in my future, and I'm so excited. See, this is why I personally need to get over my big book fear, because the bigger books, they're always so immersive, the writing's always so good, but they're always so intimidating. And I know for a fact that this one is going to feel intimidating, and it is intimidating to me even now that I've got like over the 100-page point. I still feel intimidated, and I still feel like there's still a lot of building and work to do until we're really in the meat of the story, you know what I mean? But with all that being said, I've talked to you guys long enough. That's my update. We've had a good first day of the challenge. I shall see you guys tomorrow for Wednesday the 5th, I think it will be. I think it'll be Wednesday the 5th. I can't quite remember if I'm getting the date right, but I feel like I am. So yeah, I shall see you guys tomorrow for another day of reading, and yes, I will see you guys tomorrow. Okay, so I had to go and pick up my prescription from my local high street, because that's obviously where the pharmacy is located, and that is also regrettably where the charity shops are located, and I say regrettably because, as you can see before you, some purchases were made. Thomas Nash, the Unfortunate Traveller and Other Works. This is from like the 16th century. It's a piece of classic literature, and I'm excited. Every piece of classic literature, I'm just so excited to explore and read. And oh, yeah. Then we have a historical, kind of darker story by Sarah Main, The House Between Tides. I've seen another book by this author, woman the Women of the Dunes. Her stories seem to be centered around Scotland and stories of Scottish women and women with ties to Scotland and things like that, and it's really interesting, and I'm really excited to read this, and I'm definitely gonna have to get rid of this, unfortunately. That's the only thing with shopping secondhand, is that we love sustainability and we love getting cheaper books, but we also regret the fact that sometimes we find books that we want that are kind of a little bit battered or come a little bit worn and marked, but honestly, I don't care. This one's doable, and this one just looks a little bit worn and red, but you know, that just adds to its character. This one is The Vanishing Half by Britt Bennett, and this is about sisters. I believe it takes place over the course of their lives, maybe like a few decades. I believe it has like a historical element, a lit ficky element, and I'm just excited to have this in my collection. And then last but not least, I picked up Girl with a Pearl Earring, a novel by Tracy Shaliver, and this is going to be a good read. I believe it takes place in like the 16th century, something like that, and I'm just excited for another historical fiction, and it's just such a pretty book too. Like, I love when like art like this is included in like a book, in a book format. Like, I don't know how to explain it, but I just love it. So yes, that's my little haul from the charity shops. I feel so much better from having gone out and gotten some fresh air. Like, I have walked the dog and things like that today before I went out, but I was starting to feel a little bit like, I don't know. So I was glad I went out, but I have to get reading again because we're almost at dinner time and I've only read 50 pages out of the 250 I need to get read. So I'm going to go and read for a little bit before dinner, and then I'll probably be reading after dinner too if I want to meet my goal. I definitely need to meet 200, but if I don't meet 250, I'll just bring that over to tomorrow. But yeah, I thought I would show you guys the books I bought because I'm so happy. But anyway, I'm gonna go and read, and I shall update you guys later. Okay, so I thought I would come on here and update you guys. So it is Thursday, so we are on day 3 of reading Jonathan Strange and Mr Norrell, and I'm currently on page 364, chapter 29. I did expect to be starting today's reading much like further along than that, but to be honest, I had like, that's not even where I started. I started about 30 pages before, maybe even a little bit more. So I have just under 300 pages to read today, and I've read, you know, a starting amount, but most of that is going to have to be read tonight, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it. I'm maybe just going to have to give up on the stream of me being able to catch up with myself at any point in finishing on the same day that I thought I was going to finish, and finishing it in 5 days. I'm maybe just going to have to accept that this is maybe going to take 6 days or something around that realm, but we shall see. We shall see where I end up tonight. I got a late start on reading today, okay? I have an excuse for today's late start to my reading though, because I think I've already kind of mentioned to you guys that I've got this little project going with my room, and I want my room to be, so much more organized. So I tackled my stationery today and it took hours. And plus there was walking the dog and doing my workout and little things like that has taken up time today. But now that it's the evening, I'm gonna be able to just dedicate the evening to reading, and we'll see where we land up. And see if I can catch up with myself. But I don't think I'm gonna be able to. I really don't. So we shall see. We shall see. But with all that being said, I'm going to sign off here. For now. Because I'm going to go make some dinner, and yeah, I'm sure we'll have some sort of update for you guys at some point. Um, but we shall see if I'm able to catch up with myself. So the aim is to be at page 600 before I go to sleep, but we shall see. Okay guys, so today was supposed to be the 5th and final day of this challenge, but I have a funny feeling we're actually going to finish the book tomorrow. I am going to try and get a lot of reading in today, but the thing is that I am super busy today. I have a job interview, well, a kind of job interview, and then I've got my actual work to go to. I'm so excited. Okay, so it's supposed to be the 5th and final day of the challenge, and I have some very, very exciting news. I don't think I'm gonna get the book done today, but definitely tomorrow. So we'll still have plenty of time to finish it before this vlog needs to go up. So that's good news. The other news is that I not only have my regular work to go to today, I have an interview for some volunteering work. So I'm very excited. I'm very excited. Yeah, I'm very excited because this could be volunteering at a bookstore, a charity bookstore, and I don't want to say anything too much, and I don't want to get my hopes up because it could go wrong. You know what I mean? I could be told, like, we liked you as an applicant, but we're deciding to go another way or something. I don't know. But yeah, this is basically like an interview. Oh my gosh, my hair is getting caught in my earrings. These are my little bookish earrings that I thought I would wear for the purposes of the fact that I'm interviewing for a bookstore. It's just there. They're so cute. So yeah, I did not complete what I wanted to get done in terms of reading. I was like 50 pages off. See, I keep on being 50 pages off or there and thereabouts. And I've just never been able to catch up with myself, but it's fine. Being one day off of what I thought I would have, like, of where I thought it would be, is pretty darn good. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's my update for now. I'm super excited for the day. And I suppose I'll be updating you guys later. Um, so yeah, let's go and tackle the day. Guys, I'm determined that this is going to be our last day of this vlog. I'm determined. I'm determined to finish Jonathan Strange and Mr Norrell today. I do not want it to go into next week. I don't. Like, I know, like, the most I should give myself, or, like, it wouldn't be, like, a bad thing if I gave myself a week and let it go into next week. But it's not that I'm not enjoying this, but I just want the satisfaction of finishing a book, if that makes sense. Because this has been a real, like, big task. And I don't say that in like it's felt super long. It hasn't felt incredibly long. That's the thing. Um like parts of the story even seem a little bit bits of the story feel like they take ages, and other bits of the story feel like they go just like that, and you're like, whoa, and I don't know if like it's kind of weird, and like the effect that that's having on kind of like my perception of how long or short the story's feeling, because it both feels incredibly long and a laborious kind of undertaking to read, but it also feels incredibly quick. um I'm really enjoying it. I don't know how much I've already said because I would have to like look back at the clips I've already filmed, but I am really enjoying this. I would definitely say that if you're looking for something that's got a deeply intricate, well thought out magical system, you're not going to find this here. It's not about the magical system. Magic plays a big part, but it's not about the rules or the intricacies. Magic is just there, and Susanna Clark doesn't really set the parameters for her magic. She just lets it exist. And it has very little kind of restraints. And the only limitation is kind of your imagination, if that makes sense. And I could see why that may bother some people. Especially like I don't even know what I'm trying to say, but yeah, I can see why the magical system not being, this intricate, well thought out thing would annoy people. But personally, it's not bothering me. Like the logistics and things of the magic, I don't feel are the point. I feel like the point is the politics, the character work, the setting, that kind of thing, and it really does feel like it's the point of trying to make magic feel like a area of study, a real serious area of study, and trying to make it seem like it's up there with like studying the classics and studying history, things like that. Like magicians have a lot of studying, and there's footnotes, and I really enjoy the footnotes. I love when footnotes are included. I know that won't be everyone's cup of tea, but it just so reminds me of Babel by R.F. Kuang when I see footnotes in a fantasy, especially like a historical fantasy. Um, yeah, I don't know. I think I'm leaning towards maybe a 4, maybe a 4.5, something like that. I know I was saying that it was warming up to be a 5 star. Um, and I don't know what's changed. I really don't, but I feel like a 4 or 4.5 would be accurate to where I'm sitting at the moment with the last little chunk of book to get through. So we will see how this progresses, and hopefully I will update you guys so that I have finished the book at some point today. We shall see. I'm feeling very tired and very exhausted after. Well, those are cinnamons, Hannah. Get yourself together. Um, Basically, I had such a busy day yesterday. Like I told you guys, I had an interview. I am going to be volunteering at my local Oxfam bookshop, which I'm so excited about. And I also had a shift at work, and it was a very busy shift. I did not see the busyness of the shift coming. It just hit, like it was steady. There was a good few things to do, and then suddenly towards the end of the shift, it just changed on us, and we were so busy, and by the time I got home I was just exhausted. So I did not read a single word or page yesterday, and I seriously regret that. Like I should have just forced myself, or no, I don't want to say that I should have forced myself. Because I do not want to be that person that kind of pushes, like, oh, you have to plan and really keep to your goals with reading. Like, reading is for fun, especially, like, we're all here to have a good time here on Book Talk. But I just had this timetable for this book, and that timetable was supposed to be that it was done and dusted yesterday. But I didn't do that. But you know, sometimes that happens, and sometimes timetables and plans go awry, okay? You know, if we can get it finished today, that's only one day that my plan's kind of off kilter, and we can get back on the, you know, back on it kind of thing, you know? So, yes, we're gonna finish this today. Hopefully, I come back with a good, positive update for you guys throughout the day. But we shall see how the rest of the day goes. So let's do it. Okay, so I'm just gonna say that I am not trying to say that the way that the book community, with like all the ridiculous deadlines and, you know, taking all the fun out of reading and having deadlines, goals, competition, and things like that in the book community, I'm not saying that that's how things should be. It's definitely a kind of a bad thing that's just came out of the, you know, bookish corner of the internet, and something that I think that we need to work on. But I have pushed myself to meet a deadline, because this is a deadline I made for myself because of content reasons. Because of my content plans, and I just didn't want this to bleed in or to overlap with anything else I was filming. Because from tomorrow I'm going to be starting filming a video where I attempt to read 200 pages every day. So yeah, I wanted to have this finished and to be its own little vlog where I tackled my big book phobia. Like, you know this, that's why you're here. Because I'm tackling my big book phobia, and oh my gosh, I'm so glad I tackled my big book phobia. This was a really good, enriching experience. The writing was just so amazing. I feel like in the writing style and in the time that it's set, it was just so in conversation with some other books that I've read, that like that also talk about a similar time, like Vanity Fair. Like, I don't know why, but something about this book just ran so true between the two, and that was like one classic that I was like, I can see it. I can see it, especially with the Napoleonic stuff that was in conversation. There was a conversation in both. I'm not, you know, I feel like I'm way to go into a whole like thing about my overall thoughts, which I think is not a good idea because I'm exhausted, and honestly, I'm gonna watch this back in the morning and think, oh my gosh, what a load of rubbish. But I thought I would just come on here and say that I had a really good time. I'm leaning towards a 5-star because it was in conversation with classics. The writing was beautiful. The characters, like, as much as I hate to admit it, the characters won me over. The atmosphere was amazing. And I would say this has a plot, but for a lot of the book, you go on side quests and you know, you're kind of like, okay, where's the, it takes a while for it to bake, you know, you've got to let it cook. But I am a fan of that kind of story. I will find nothing boring if I have my beautiful writing and immaculate character work. That is all I ask for, and that is what this book is. So I'm not going to sit here and say that it was an amazing, fun-filled, interesting plot. It was filled with interesting people, the characters, and I'm also not going to lie to you and say that it is the most well thought out, intricate, amazing magical system either, because it's not. A lot of the magical system, you've kind of got to fill in the blanks for yourself. So if those are like, if plot and, you know, the magical system making like perfect, like explained sense to you is very important, I maybe wouldn't suggest reading 1,000 pages dedicated to a story with, you know, as I said, a magical system that's not the, like, very well explained or very intricate, and a plot that sometimes just isn't there and takes a while to come to the surface. Like, we're talking like maybe 600 pages of, you know, the plot coming in and out and taking a while to develop. But with all that being said, for me personally as a reader, I feel like it may be a 5 or a 7, or no, a 4.75, but we shall see. We shall see. I think I'm gonna sleep on it. I think I'm gonna go and get some water and go and get some sleep because, as I said, I'm starting my 200 pages a day project tomorrow. Joys. So I will probably wrap this up tomorrow, like this vlog overall, and start off that vlog, and as well as wrapping this up, I also do want to include in this vlog me watching the Jonathan Strange and Mr Norrell film, because I know it's on Amazon Prime, so I thought that would be fun to put in a little extra content there of me, you know, with my thoughts on the film. Is it similar? Would I recommend? If you like the book, would I recommend the film? That kind of thing. So that's something I might do tomorrow. So yes. But without further ado, I'm not going to inflict my sleep deprived and absolutely exhausted self on you guys anymore, because I feel like I'm just rambling on at this point. I'll see you guys when I'm in a much more rested and more coherent state. See you guys tomorrow. Okay, so it's not a film, but it's a TV series. But we're gonna go with it. We're gonna at least watch the first episode. Let's do it. And wait, why is it? Oh, here we go. And I've got some popcorn to go with, so excited. Let's hope this is a good adaptation. Let's hope. Okay, so I didn't film a outro to this vlog, and it is no day of me needing to upload it. But Jonathan Strange and Mr Norrell got a 5 out of 5. I loved it. I thought the atmosphere, the writing, it was just something that was so up my street. I'm not in any way saying that the kind of like flaws and things people found in it weren't legit, and you know, I can totally see why people had issues, but I'm sorry, I had a great time. I really did. I had a great time. And yeah, it was just so good. So if you're looking for a book that doesn't feel too long, like it is slow, but to me it didn't feel too long. I was so intrigued the entire time. And if you would like a historical fantasy to get you over your big book phobia, I would recommend Jonathan Strange and Mr Norrell by Susanna Clarke. With all that being said, I want to sign off. I will see you guys next week for my next video, which is going to be reading 200 pages a day, which is what I'm currently filming, which I'm so excited for. And yeah, I will see you guys next week. Hope you've enjoyed this video. Bye!